is up, everybody? You are tuning into Rock Racing TV. We're going to give everybody a few minutes to filter in. I see we got about 8-10 people. This is the first pre-show of the season. This is the 2023 National Rock Racing Association. We have 9 regular season races and finals at the end. We're going to get into our live show in a minute. We're going to give everybody a few minutes to get logged in here, and then we'll run through our lineup for tonight. We got a ton of people signed in. For our first race, we have 20 Rock Bouncer drivers, 4 VIN class. UTV Cup is 19 for our stock class. UTV Bounty is 12. UTV Stock is 11. And then UTV Youth is 15. So it will be a long race season. Our first race is going to be a very long one. I'm excited. Again, we'll give everybody a few minutes to get signed in here. We're headed to Windrock. That'll be our first race of the season. We used to kick it off with Texas. Now we're switched over to Windrock. It'll be going to Oliver Springs, Tennessee. Again, for all those Tennessee people like the Bacons, I know it's a super close race for them, so they'll enjoy the really short drive. For Illinois, it's a little bit longer than that. A little bit longer drive for Illinois. Again, this will be at Windrock. It's going to be a good time. Getting a few more signed in here. Little different format. We got some cool production stuff we're changing this season. Some cool stuff we've been working on in the off season. Clyde always has a few tricks up his sleeve for the Rock Racing TV live show. Again, just like me and Bree would always talk about, you want to watch all the action on Rock Racing TV. That's where we respond from. That's where all questions, comments, concerns come from. I see Justin Hoback jumping in there. Samantha Joyce says Modern Barney for the win. I know Justin Wills has some cool stuff up his sleeve. He's been throwing teaser pictures out all season. I'm at my buddy's wrap shop right now where he does wraps, and we're going to have my panels in. My panels are here. We're going to be wrapping those shortly after this. So I'm excited to do that. Pretty geeked. Again, we'll give a little bit more, wait till a little bit more people sign in. It looks like we got 60-some right now. Snacky Snacks, yeah. We had some Culvers earlier to kick off the show, but I do have my snacky snack bucket in the car. Again, this will be our season opener. We got a long season. March is going to be a little hectic for us. We have 3 of our 10 races, 3 and 4 weeks in March, so it's going to be kind of a crazy March race, which will be a lot of fun for us. Again, be a little hectic on the race schedule. For the guys who raced earlier last season, we had kind of a pretty hectic schedule last season as well. So we're pretty excited about it. Again, kicking it off at Windrock, Oliver Springs, Tennessee. That'll be this coming Wednesday, Thursday. Some races will start showing up. I know Clyde's going to get there early and try to get the track all set up. I heard they were knocking down some stuff. But again, Clyde always saves some trickery for us. All right, we're going to get into it. We're going to do the brawling first for the bouncer class. Again, this is the CA Technologies. They make a lot of side-by-side parts for fabrication. Comes with a lifetime warranty. I got a commercial I'll throw up here in a little bit. Actually, no, I'm going to stop with the bouncer. We'll do those last. We'll do, yeah, let's go and start with the bouncer class. That's the class I race in. It's one of the funnest. It's one of our biggest. Again, we got our poker chips here. They're all white, so it's fair. I'm going to do this. I think my list is in alphabetical order except for a few. So we're going to go ahead and do it in alphabetical order this time, and then next time we'll try to do it by the way that everybody logs in. I know Zach has done it that way, and it always works out well. That way everybody logs in. We always get some cool names. So first we'll start with Brandon Davis. First draw of the year, 18. Brandon Davis is 18, and I'll write these down with you guys. I know Cheryl's husband. Cheryl always does a great job, helps keep us on track, so I know she's writing. Some of the hecklies will stay on point for us, so we appreciate that, and it helps keep us, all of us, honest and true. Next is Brian Watt. 16 for Mr. Brian Watt, Mr. Brian Bebo Watt. He does a lot with the Facebook group, Bronco Life. Go and check those guys out. It's a really good time. They have a lot of great insight. There's racers jumping there. For those of you guys who are just wanting to get some more details about your rock bouncer, or if you're looking to get into rock bouncing, Brian does a great job. I know he shares a lot of posts, not just for the series, but for all drivers and all series. He does a great job at that, so we really appreciate him. Next guy hopping in, raced a Truggy with us a few years ago. I heard he's upgraded to a bouncer, full tilt bouncer. Chris Grigg, number 2. He's going to hop out and race some big boy stuff with us this year. And again, he's a guy who always sends it regardless, so I'm excited to watch him come out. I know he's pretty good friends with Justin Will. Next is Colby Reich, number 8. Colby running in number 8. And again, we got 20 bouncers this at Winter Rock tuning in. Next is Cooper Bentley, 19. Again, Cooper's one of our side-by-side racers who upgraded to an older bouncer, been around for a while. Timmy Sorensen had it. It was Money Shot. Jerry upgraded to Jerry Riggs. And now Cooper got it. I heard a song and a dance. We haven't been told exactly what he paid for it, but he got a really good deal. I'm really happy. He is a heck of a side-by-side racer. So I'm a little antsy. I think he's going to be one of the drivers we're going to watch this year that's going to definitely cause problems. It's a great buggy, and he's a heck of a wheelman. We saw him, I think, New Year's Eve. He was out doing some playing around with a race, so I'm excited to watch him. Next is Daniel Bowman, number 1, Daniel Bowman. Again, Daniel's not a stranger to the series. Next is Daniel Heckley, 20 for Daniel Heckley. Again, obviously he's going to have his TC buggy set to kill. Next is DC Thompson, 15. I know DC's got a buggy. He was in our driver group asking about some parts for it. DC's kind of a wild man, so I'm kind of excited to see him in a bouncer and scared for the rest of us. I think he's going to be a pretty full-tilt driver. He built a new chassis for a side-by-side last year and did an awesome. Was on the podium, I think, majority of the races we raced, so I was super excited to see him do well. Very happy again. He was a little more conservative last year and finished very, very well. Brian Dunnigan, did I win? Yeah. Chris Grigg, not going to make Winter Rock, but we'll have somebody running for me. Awesome. Cool. Dustin Carter, number 3. Dustin Carter. Nick Mott jumping in there. Bouncer Life. Yes, the Bouncer Life Facebook group. Yes, and again, Brian does a great job at that. We really appreciate him supporting the sport and doing a great job for that. And again, I know he helps out a lot of people. There's a lot of people in there talking, and it's really, really neat to see that, and that's awesome because it helps the sport as well. Next is Ethan Jones, number 11, Ethan Jones. Ethan Martin, who again had raced a side-by-side last year, had some crazy things happen, now upgraded to the big bouncer. He's a guy who also kind of drives full tilt, a little more aggressive when he gets frustrated, and again, a great guy to watch. Going to be a lot of fun. Last time I was on a live feed, he was chatting in. He was in Paris with his wife. So Ethan Martin, you are 14. So I'm very, very excited to watch him run. Again, this first race, we got a few new guys jumping in with us and some guys that have upgraded to big bouncers, so I'm super excited to watch it. Jack Porter, number 12, Mr. Jack Porter, out in the Venom buggy. I wonder if Jack's done a bunch of upgrades. I know he was working on it at one point. Jay Storts, number 10, Mr. J, number 10, in Ford Play. Again, we always try to make sure we pronunciate that correctly. Ford Play. Justin Wills, and that newly renovated purple buggy, number 7. I'm next. 4. Number 4 for me. Matt Holtz in the hyperactive buggy. Mark Carpenter, 17. Number 17. Again, we haven't seen that 13 yet. So we got 4 numbers to go. Randall Key is next. Number 9 for Mr. Randall Key. Again, he also had some buggy changes last year. Mr. Wade Good, 6. Wade Good, number 6 for Mr. Wade Good. Again, he's already done some racing. Quite a bit of racing so far this year. It's good to see him getting out and playing around. Had some doing a little testing and tune I saw as well. Mr. Trent Radcliffe, of course, 13 for Mr. Trent Radcliffe. Again, that is a magic number that gives you a little bit of options before you choose. Again, obviously, terrain and weather conditions always dictate that. Last is Adam Kuntz, number 5, Mr. Adam Kuntz. Again, that's our bouncer lineup, and we will be back right after these messages. Okay, and we're back. Brownie Gunnan, yes. Next we will do VIN class. We only need 4 for that. We got Charles, Chris, Dan Carter, Don Curtis, and Justin Holback running. 1, 3, 4, and 2. All right, we got 4. Again, for our VIN class, we had a pretty successful run with that last year. We really enjoyed it. Again, Don Curtis was our series champion. We appreciate him coming out. I know he did a ton of help in some of the groups, helping bring some drivers in, and we really appreciate that. Again, that was a new class for us last year. It's the first time we'd ever ran that class. We were super excited to see it, and again, we're hoping that can carry over and make some pretty good changes for next year. We currently have 4. I've seen some other people online talking about bringing some Cherokees out this season, so I'm excited to see it, and hopefully it works out well. First, we'll do Charles Chris. Number 1 for Mr. Charles Chris. Again, I'll keep track of these. I know there's some drivers out there that'll do that as well. Number 2, Dan Carter, will be number 4. Again, Dan Carter is another guy that's going to be racing a handful of classes. I know he's already registered for a handful of them. Don Curtis, number 2, again, bringing that full-size Chevy truck out, which we will see as well. And then Justin Holback, number 3. Again, Justin races several classes with us. Again, helps out with our RC stuff. Again, raced a full-body, big 4-seater side-by-side last year, which was awesome to watch. Next will be UTV Cup. We have 19 racers in that. So we can just pull all of them except for the 20th. Again, we'll flip these all over real quick and get them drawn again. This is our UTV Cup series. This is kind of an unlimited Cup series. Been a lot of success with that. Again, we have 19, almost as many Cup Series drivers as we do Bouncer Series drivers. So it's a lot of fun to watch. Again, starting out, a lot of the Bouncer drivers also race side-by-side class. Brandon Davis is one guy that races a UTV in the stock class as well as the UTV Cup Series. Cheryl's husband, he does, again, races the same side-by-side, and it's always great to watch a guy in a stock side-by-side, you know, push in the unlimited class, and he does very well. So it's always exciting to see, and we appreciate his ability to tackle that. So we'll draw Brandon Davis first. That's number 15 for Brandon Davis. Next is Brian Smith, number 19. That'll play out nice on the first course, or the second course. Next, Cash Lee Croy. I know he always has a lot going on, 11. Always doing lots of racing somewhere on something. The Kaysons are definitely going to be racing with next year. Those are 2 guys that definitely go hard. First, we'll draw Clay Kaysen. He had number 18 for Mr. Clay Kaysen. Cody Kaysen, again, brotherly love there, number 8. So, yeah, both have an 8 in there, Cody and Clay. Cooper Bentley, again, staying with that side-by-side, 7. With the side-by-side class, Dan Carter, again, part of that Rock Life off-road group. Number 14. Number 14. He's been doing a great job of posting lately. Appreciate all his off-the-season content. It's always great to watch. See what drivers are up to in the off-season. DC Thompson, 10. Again, DC built that new chassis last year and had a ton of success with it. Again, we really appreciate that. It was awesome to see him on the podium. Again, DC had some weird issues the year before. Lots of kind of weird stuff to break. So it was awesome to see the buggy hold together. Again, I think he was driving a little bit smarter, a little more conservative. So it was kind of nice to see him on there. Yeah. Matt Buxton, put my name in there. We will add you to our list, our late entries. Derek Schaefer, number 2. Derek Schaefer, number 2. Dylan Dowler, number 4. Again, Dylan's raced with us for a while. Jason Mills, number 9 for Jason Mills. Justin Mitchell, number 17, Justin Mitchell. Madison King, part of that King family, always running that neon pink buggy. Madison, number 16. Mark Carpenter, number 5 for Mark Carpenter. Nathan King, again, it's always great. You can tell him, me and Bree always giggle when he pulls the starting line and hits his Dukes of Hazzard horn. Nathan King, number 12. Again, part of that King family. We've seen them do quite a bit of racing last year with us. Next is Robert Trainer, number 1. First out the gate. Next is Ryan Edwards, number 6. Number 6. Tyler Bradley. Again, he's raced with us quite a while. Number 3 for Tyler Bradley. There we go. Number 3 for Tyler Bradley. Will Bell. Will Bell, lucky 13 for Will Bell. Again, that's always handy. Get that depending what terrain's going to be. For our UTV bounty, we'll have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all right, and 12. Again, not going to have 13 with the UTV Bounty Series. But again, Bounty Series, they race the same exact course as the Rock Bouncers do. And sometimes that's not too bad, and sometimes it's extremely difficult. Again, we all remember Blue Holler a few years ago when DC strapped in down and was the only vehicle of all the side-by-sides and the big Rock Bouncers to make it. So, you know, it's always interesting to see how they shake out, and sometimes it's a very difficult task for those guys. UTV Bounty, we'll draw those next. Again, we got 12 UTV Bounty drivers. Starting off with Brian Smith, number 11, Brian Smith. Cash Lee Croy, number 10. Number 10 for Cash. Clint Strain, number 12. Number 12 for Clint. Next is Dan Carter, number 2, Mr. Dan Carter. Again, Dan's racing, I think, all the classes this year. Number 3 for DC Thompson. DC Thompson. Derek Schaefer will be number 7. Number 7. Jacob Davis. Number 6 for Jacob Davis. Madison King. She will get number 8 for Madison King. And her brother Nathan King will be, number 1. First out the gate. And again, that's for the UTV Bounty. So he will be the first guy on Course 1 and for the UTV Bounty Series. So that'll be interesting to watch. He'll be our test dummy that day. Next is Nathaniel Bell, and he's number 9. Tyler Bradley is next, and he will be number 5 for Tyler Bradley. And he's also racing our UTV Cup Series. Will Bell was last with number 4. Again, that's our UTV Bounty Series. We got 11 also with the UTV Stock Series. Let's see, come out there. Yep, all right, 11. This is our UTV Stock Series. Again, this is the CA Technologies Windrock race, the CA Technologies, they make a lot of custom machine, custom fabricated parts for your side-by-side. Again, they come with a lifetime warranty, and if you haven't seen some of their commercials, they definitely try to put that warranty to the test. So if you guys are unfamiliar with them, go check them out. They've been a supporter for ours for a while, and we appreciate them teaming up with a series. And again, obviously, some of our drivers put their parts to the test. So we appreciate them, and CA Tech can we can definitely rep some of their parts. This is the UTV Stock Series. We'll start with Brandon Davis, number 10 for Brandon Davis. Again, this is the UTV Stock Series. Brandon races that stock rig in the Cup Series as well. Braden Upchurch, number 1 for Braden Upchurch. Clay Magnum, he is number 5. Dan Carter, again, Dan races multiple vehicles in multiple classes, so it's exciting to watch him run. Number 11. At one point, he was racing 3 classes in 3 different vehicles, so that was pretty cool to watch. Daniel Heckley, number 7. Again, we got a few of our bouncer drivers in here that show up early. They look at the course, they check things out. Him and Jay Storch both said, hey, we're going to be here. We might as well go ahead and have a little fun with it. So exciting to watch those guys out. Dylan Dowler, number 4. Jay Stortz, again in running some Ford play. Number 6 for Jay Stortz. I know he's probably out there somewhere watching the live show. Justin Wills jumping in there. Justin Holback, speaking of Justin's, Justin Holback, number 2. Again, last year he raced that full body 4-seater, which is always awesome to watch. Big tires ripping through there. Justin Mitchell, number 8. This is the UTV stock class we're announcing now. Scotty Harden, number 3 for Scotty. Tanner Gavin will be last, and he pulls up number 9 for Tanner. Again, that was our UTV stock class. Our last class we're going to announce tonight has 15 drivers. Again, a ton of drivers, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 drivers, and this is our UTV stock class. We started this again last year, like our stock class for our VIN. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And me and Bree definitely talk a lot about it, about, seeing our hearts melt when the stock kids get out there. And it's so neat. Justin Holback does a lot with the drivers meeting with them, and it's really always special to go down and watch these young kids look at Justin and see how attentive they are during the drivers meeting. That's always a lot of fun, and again, it's a really cute thing to watch kids, and just, they're not doing it. Yeah, they do get a trophy, they do get to hear their name called, but just to watch them do it just for the love of the sport is really special. It kind of takes you back to remembering, why we all kind of started and got involved, and even though we do have bigger buggies and a lot more expensive budgets, and we work on a lot more hours, that we do it for the love of the sport, and it's really enjoyable to see. So that's the youth class is one of my favorite things to watch that we do. What did Justin say? Skip half the bouncer commercial. Is the feed good? Can everybody hear me good? Everybody see me good? I'll run through our bouncer list. If you guys want, we can run through the bouncer lineup again if somebody didn't hear it. Again, this is our UTV youth class. We're starting off with Ava Garner, 12. Miss Ava Garner. Her dad is one of our announcers at our races. If you don't know Zach, you haven't been to a race, because he'll make sure you know who he is. And I love Zach. Zach picks on me as much as anybody, and I absolutely love him. Blake Heckley is next. That's 11. Miss Blake Heckley. Brentley Havens, number 13 for Mr. Brentley. Again, that's our lucky 13. You can choose where you run. Again, youth class, depending on weather. Hopefully it's not too much of a difference. Brody Pierman, number 2 for Brody Pierman. I know he's part of that Justin Wills crew running out of there. Clara Holback, number 1 for Miss Clara Holback. She'll be our guinea pig coming out of the gate for our season opener down there at Windrock. Cooper Nash, number 6 for Mr. Cooper Nash. Dallas Heckley, number 4 for Miss Dallas Heckley. Getting that Heckley camp, bringing some drivers. Elliot Carter, number 15 for Elliot Carter. Gatlin Wills, again, part of that Justin Wills camp, number 8. Again, I'm sure she's got all kinds of pink and purple new gear coming out for the season. And I do remember her dad saying something about they had keychains to hang out for some of our youth class. So if you're a youth driver and want a cool keychain, they have some pretty cool keychains. I don't know if they've dropped pictures of them yet, but they're very exciting to see. Definitely want to check those out. Hunter Vargo, number 5 for Hunter Vargo. All right. Kinley Havens is next. Kinley, number 3. Okay. Lincoln Phelps, number 9 for Lincoln Phelps. Madison Henderson, number 7, Madison Henderson. Ramsey Trainer, we got 2 left. Ramsey Trainer, number 10. And Tucker Ellison, you are number 14. Number 14. Again, we had 15 of the side-by-side youth class. I'll run back through. Do we want to hear the the big bouncer drivers one more time? Okay. Justin Holback is saying, yeah, we heard the bouncer class. Fine. I'll go ahead and run through them. Maybe we had some late entries. Our bouncer class, Brandon Davis, 18. Brian Watts, 16. Chris Griggs, 2. Colby Reich, 8th. Cooper Bentley, 19th. Daniel Bowman, 1. Daniel Heckley, 20th. DC Thompson, 15th. Dustin Carter, 3rd. Ethan Jones, 11th. Ethan Martin, 14th. Jack Porter, 12th. Jay Stortz, 10th. Justin Wills, 7th. Matt Holt, 4. Mark Carpenter, 17. Randall Keys, 9. Wade Good, 6th. Trent Radcliffe, 13th. And Adam Kuntz, 5th. All right, that concludes the drawing section. A couple quick questions before we get out of here. I know we have some chassis changes, and one of the big things was Tim Cameron will not be racing with us this season. He is going to do some circle track stuff. I spent probably an hour on the phone with him talking about what that transition will be like for him, how that will take place, what does that involve, kind of what he talked about that, why that transition happened, and what his feelings are, and just all about that, which we'll talk a little bit on the live show. So that's going to change things up. He had 8 championships in a row, I think. So when you have 8 championships in a row, that's a pretty big statement. I know him and Wade were literally neck and neck. Again, not a lot of people get to see the back end, some of the scoring that we see. So it's so funny to see that, when Wade finishes first and Timmy's second, and the next hill, Timmy's first and Wade's second, we have to combine time for points and how that shakes out. And it's very interesting to see when there's fractions of a second are deciding first place and second place for the day. It's very, very impressive to see, and it's very cool, and it's kind of neat to see that racing is that close and that tight. And then I know that Daniel Heckley, Brandon Davis, Justin Wills, Jay Storts, that 3 through 6 pack was absolutely intense last year. Just that was brutal. I know there was lots of side wagering going on between some of our drivers, which was also exciting to see. And I like seeing that kind of camaraderie and that kind of sportsmanship, as well as that kind of competition. It's almost like brotherly love, as they say. So that part was really cool to watch. So I'm curious to see how that's going to change things now that Timmy's not there anymore. And then, will people push harder? Will people be a little more conservative to try to keep the points? I think last year we had probably the fewest amount of DNFs we've ever had out of all the racers combined, just because we had that top 3, top 5 were so competitive. I think that'll be interesting to see how that unfolds, overall, again, with just the process of how it rolls out. So it'll be interesting to see how things roll. Again, our huge, we have a pretty good list. Like I said, we had 20 rock bouncers, 4 stock class. We had 19 of the UTV Cup Series, which is, again, a great show out. 12 bounty. Again, that's 12 guys who are just screaming that they want punishment. 11 stock drivers, which is awesome to see again, and 15 of the youth class. And again, seeing that many youth class really just kind of melts my heart, and it's always great to watch those guys. I've seen some of the guys' wraps. Like I said, we're at a wrap shop trying to get my stuff done for this weekend, so I've seen some cool new wraps, some cool sponsors coming up, so it's always neat to see new sponsors hop on board and help the series out and help drivers out, and it's always exciting to see. I've seen a couple guys posting pictures of their wraps, and we have some that'll still drop this weekend. I don't see any other more comments, questions, concerns, anybody, before we hop off here? We've been live for about a half an hour. I try to keep them fairly short. Everybody got stuff to do. Get ready for work. Okay. With RC, Clyde Bynum hopped in here. He said with the RC class, it'll be about 200 runs. So that's a lot of runs for the weekend. So yeah, a lot of runs, a lot of competition going on. Again, RC drivers kind of do their own drawing usually at the race, depending on who shows up. I know that Texas has a huge following for those. We got to watch some of those guys compete. There's one that's teal and white, so I have a little special place in my heart for that one. So it's always neat to see that evolve. But appreciate the RC guys coming out too. Well, if we have nothing else, we'll get out of here. Like I said, we'll have the list. Clyde will get that list put up there, and then we'll have that for the drivers meeting on Friday and Saturday for the bouncer and the side-by-side. So if not, we will get out of here.